Vulcana was a marvel, a symphony of strength and precision that thrummed through every street, a place where power wasn't just a birthright, but the essence of life itself. The Zodiacs wielded abilities that shaped the world around them, their gifts fitting together in perfect harmony. Everyone had a role. Everyone, except for people like me, who had nothing to offer in a city built on power. Leos were impossible to ignore. Their solar radiance commanded the air around them. They didn't just lead, they dominated. I watched one stationed at the city gates, their golden aura flickering like flames. A warning to any who might think to challenge Vulcana's defenses. Another stood at the helm of a massive construction project, their voice cutting through the chaos, with the authority of a general. When a Leo moved, they didn't simply draw attention, they seized it, bending the world to their will. Cancers held a quieter, but no less formidable power. Their emotional shields were more than just barriers. They were weapons, capable of manipulating the emotional currents of an entire crowd. I saw Cancer calm a rioting square, with nothing but a whispered command. Their energy swept over the chaos, like a tide washing away debris. Their strength wasn't loud, but it was unshakable, rooted in a deep well of resilience. And yet, when provoked, that quiet power could surge into something devastating, a force as unrelenting as a flood. Virgos embodied precision, so absolute it felt otherworldly. Their manipulative precision didn't just perfect their craft, it reshaped reality itself. I watched as a Virgo orchestrated the repair of a fractured energy core. Their hands moved through the machinery, as though they were playing an instrument only they could hear. Their creations weren't just functional, they were flawless. Every detail, fine-tuned to perfection. Without their touch, Volcana's intricate systems would crumble under their own complexity. And then, there were the Libras, who danced on the edge of equilibrium. Their balance manipulation was more than the settling of disputes. It was the mastery of opposing forces. I once saw a Libra calm a storm, mid-fury. Their power threaded through the chaos, restoring peace to the skies. They were the arbiters, the ones who ensured that no force, natural or human, could throw Vulcana off balance. Their abilities made them the glue that held the city together. Unyielding, unwavering. Together, the Zodiacs turned Vulcana into a city of wonder. Their powers were a testament to what humanity could become. But it all rested on one cruel truth. Without power, you were nothing. That was me, Kael Veyne. A dreg. The word carried the weight of disdain, spit like venom from the mouths of the Zodiacs, who barely noticed I existed. In a city where power defined your place, being a dreg meant I didn't just lack value. I lacked a right to belong. As I walked through the bustling streets, the hum of power surrounding me, I couldn't help but wonder, could someone like me ever carve out a place in this world? Or was I doomed to remain a shadow forever? A dreg in a city of gods. The marketplace buzzed with life, humming with the ever-present energy of power. Cobblestone streets teemed with merchants and citizens, flaunting their Zodiac-given talents. I stuck to the edges, head down, as a Cancer casually shielded a child from a falling crate with a flick of their hand. Nearby, two Virgos argued over some delicate contraption, their precise gestures almost hypnotic. And then, there were the Leos. Impossible to miss. One hauled a cart loaded with steel beams, grinning as if it weighed nothing. Another leaned against a stall, his golden aura glowing faintly in the midday sun. For a moment, I froze, watching them. They were everything I wasn't. Powerful, confident, untouchable. I forced myself to look away, slipping through the clusters of people like a shadow. But no matter how careful I was, avoiding every collision in this crowd was impossible. "Hey!" The shout hit me like a hammer, and my stomach twisted as I turned toward the voice. It was a Leo. Big, broad, and burning with that golden energy that made the air around him suffocating. A jagged scar sliced across his left eyebrow, trailing down to the edge of his cheekbone. A brutal reminder of battles won, losses endured, and the ferocity that defined him. "Watch where the fuck you're going!" he snarled, stepping closer. "I didn't mean to," I said quickly, raising my hands. "It was an accident." "Accident?" His sneer was sharp, his golden aura flaring brighter. "Do you even know who you just bumped into?" "I don't want trouble," I said, my voice shaking despite my best effort. He took another step closer, towering over me, his presence like a furnace. Then his eyes narrowed as he looked me over. His expression twisted, disgust flashing across his face. "Wait a second, you're a fucking dreg." His laugh was sharp and cruel, cutting through me like a blade. "That's why you're so pathetic." The word hit me like a slap. Around us, the crowd began to slow, faces turning to watch. Some were curious, others smug, but most just stared, frozen in their passivity. I tried to stand my ground, but his aura burned brighter, almost blinding in its intensity. That's when I noticed it. There was something different about him. His aura had the unmistakable intensity of someone with both a Leo sun and a Leo moon. It wasn't unheard of, but it explained the raw energy radiating from him. His confidence amplified to an almost unbearable degree. "Let me go," I said, trying to inject some strength into my voice. He laughed again, deep and mocking, the kind of sound that made my blood boil. "Or what? You'll stand there and sweat me to death. Pathetic." Flames flickered to life at his fingertips, and my chest tightened. This was it. I couldn't fight him, and running wasn't an option. All I could do was stand there, bracing for the pain when he made his move. "Enough!" The voice sliced through the tension like a knife. "Timothy." He stepped into the circle, his sharp features unreadable, but unmistakably steady. His Cancer sun and Leo moon combination hit the crowd like a wave, grounding the chaotic energy in an instant. "Picking fights with people who can't fight back now?" Timothy asked, his voice calm but razor sharp. "Real brave, asshole." The Leo turned toward him, his flames flickering uncertainly. "What's it to you?" Timothy took a step closer, his dark eyes narrowing. "It's everything to me. Now get the fuck out of here, before you embarrass yourself more than you already have." For a moment, the two locked eyes, their energies clashing in the silence. The Leo's aura flared brighter, but Timothy didn't flinch. Slowly, the flames dimmed, and the Leo turned with a huff. "This isn't over," he muttered before storming off. The crowd scattered almost immediately, their murmurs fading into the usual market noise. Timothy turned to me, his expression softening. "You good?" he asked. "Yeah," I muttered, though my legs were still shaking. "Don't let pricks like that get to you," he said, clapping a hand on my shoulder. "They're not worth your time." I nodded, but my words felt hollow. The Leo's voice still echoed in my mind. "You're a fucking dreg. That's why you're so pathetic." And yet, somewhere beneath the shame and frustration, a small part of me whispered that maybe, just maybe, he was right.